Today is July 18th, 2020, and I'm going to give you guys a little tour of my garden. On the side here is mainly daylilies and perennials. I got sick of mowing this hill, so I decided to make a garden. This is a weeping Japanese maple ryusin. Should cascade nicely over this wall here. This daylily here is Startling Creation. I like the purple daylilies the best. On the right is Lydia's Regal Robe, and on the left is Mount Ararat. This nice big flat bright orange one is Plaza del Sol. It's an older daylily, but it's a really nice one. This is a late blooming seedling. Really nice ruffling on that nice plant, this big clump of it. Fooled me, still opening up today. Nice thistle. This is Bloom Where You're Planted. Really fancy double edge. Nice long bloomer. This phlox just seeds everywhere, but I allow it. It's nice color pop. This is Hollywood Lights. All Things to All Men. A couple tall ones in the back. On the left is Carl Caught It, the dark purple, and on the right is Dreamliner. I'm trying to work with more tall daylilies to get some height. This nice toothy one is Broken Chains. Have a weeping purple fountain beech tree. I might move that tree this winter, we'll see. I just built that retaining wall over there. Sun's shining pretty bright. My lotus is blooming. Pretty happy with how well it's done this year. This is a nice seedling, 1835 4. Dreamliner crossed with Unknown. That's a Gold Rush Dawn Redwood. If it makes it through the winters, it'll take over the yard. We'll see how it does. Really wish this one was blooming today. It's 1895, probably one of my better seedlings. Nice ginkgo here, jade butterflies. Nice purple daylily Mazatlan. You can see on the left sometimes the blooms spot, but when they don't spot, they are awesome. That's Barberry Admiration on the right. That's a Indigo Eyes pine there. Trollgood pine in the back with Looking Glass Falls weeping Japanese maple. Should be similar to that ryusin one, but with a red edge. Green twist pine. Nice euphorbia. Moonrise Japanese maple. Globos blue spruce. fire glow Japanese maple. And then Picea glauca pendula. That's the first tree I planted on this property. It's finally taken a leader, should get really nice and tall. Behind the seedling beds up here is Rising Sun redbud. A really nice focal point tree for the garden. Each new leaf comes out bright orange, and then they slowly turn yellow and then green. Next to it is a Burgundy Hearts redbud. So these are my seedling beds here. The left was planted this year, the right was planted last year. And they're almost done blooming. That's my neighbor's cat. I don't let my cats outside. Here's a big seedling. Thunderglow crossed with Plaza del Sol. Tried some orange or purple and orange crosses, and I'm pretty happy with this one. The color could be a little better, but the size and ruffles are way better than any of the siblings. So definitely going to keep that one. These are some older seedlings here. I'm going to move these down below the retaining wall this fall or next spring sometime. And then I'll probably redo this garden and put in a nice focal point tree or something. I don't use this bed like I thought I would. I just rotate the two long, narrow ones. In the back I have this arbor against the deck here, and I grow wisteria. Got some hostas and things below, and there's some clematis and hops and other vines, but hoping this wisteria will cover it at some point. The stem is getting kind of thick on it. It's interesting, this is a Japanese wisteria, which always goes from right to left around the pole. I also have Chinese wisteria, which always goes from left to right. So they somehow know which way to go. This rubber plant is going to have to get chopped before it comes inside for the winter. This is my Mikawa Yatsubusa Japanese maple, probably one of the most famous cultivars or most sought after. It's just so unique, the leaf shape and clusters of leaves and dense branching. Got a few tropicals here. Nice Norfolk Island pine. And then more Japanese maples and perennials, shrubs. Another Rising Sun redbud. And I'm working on this garden back here. I haven't got it all mulched in yet, but planted probably over 100 hostas this year. And just trying to get it filled in, cleaned up, and fill it in with some Japanese maples probably. This is Acer palmatum Tamukiyama. Got a secondary flush of growth there. Behind is Picea orientalis skyland spruce. Has bright yellow growth in the spring. This Emperor 1 Japanese maple, and there's another one over there. On the left is a Conifers fir. Really like that blue color, nice soft needles. It's kind of hard to pick up this weeping green Japanese maple, but that's viridis. This nice dwarf green Japanese maple, tiny leaves, is Hanami Nishiki. Really like this one. It's new. Got a few more daylilies back here on the side of the house. This garden needs to get redone. I dug out some old plants this spring and want to move some of the nicer plants up front so I can better hybridize with them. This banana canna is getting destroyed by the Japanese beetles. Really like this blue shag pine. I might pick up a few more of these. The color is hard to pick up on the camera, but it's an awesome plant. Common, but really nice. Villa Taranto, or however you say it, Japanese maple. One of my few linear lobums with the thin strap leaves. It's a new daylily. What do they call this one? Star Commander. Here's a close-up on that Conifers fir. These needles are just really awesome. Abby's concolor Conifers. Really soft. Need to get more concolor firs. That bright yellow pop is Aurelia Sun King. Awesome, just like part sun, shade plant. My PV minaret bald cypress. I need to prune it back a little bit, but I did some pruning this spring. Really happy with it. I hope it fills in a little more. Here's my viridis. Looks a lot cooler in person. Hard to pick up with all the other green tones. This is my North Wind Japanese maple. Nice big green one. Leaves out kind of a reddish bronze in the spring and then good fall color. Shishi Shigira, or Lion's Head Japanese maple. Wasn't sure if this one was going to make it through the winter. Northwest winds come straight out of nowhere right there, blast it, and we do get some cold winters, so it might die, but made it through the first winter alright, so that's good for hopefully going forward. You'll have to ignore a lot of the weeds back here, but this is Aratama. It's new. Some of the leaves burned a little bit, but it's a dwarf red. Really liking the color on this one. And this is English lace. It's supposed to be a upright dissectum, reddish in color. Siri is one of the only upright dissectums, but we'll see. I got it staked just because it was a little lanky, but hopefully it'll gain some strength. This is Trompenberg. A little bit green right now, but it's in some shade. Down here is my Esk Sunset. I might move this one in the front this winter, give it some more sun, but it couldn't handle it right when I got it. But hopefully the new leaves would be able to handle it. Abby's Coriana aurea. Really like the Korean firs, but they seem a little harder than some of the other ones. Taylor's Sunburst, ignore the weeds, but that looked awesome in the spring. Northern Glow. This is Hanamatoy, nice variegated lace leaf, pink. And the Limey Spruce. This was another awesome spring standout. This is a new one, Firefly, Acer palmatum Firefly. It was green when I got it just a couple weeks ago, and now it's bright red. It's supposed to have a reticulated leaf, kind of a narrow upright. We'll see how it does. Acer Shirasawanum boreum. I had that one in a pot. I overwintered it in a pot, so first year in the ground, we'll see how it does. I'm excited about this one, Phantom Flame. Nice reticulated maple. It's supposed to have red tips on the leaves in the spring. It's another Northern Glow here. I got these two Northern Glows for $10 each this spring. Couldn't believe the deal. Wasn't really planning on buying them, but couldn't pass up the price. My tricolor European beech tree. Super slow grower, but nice pop of color in the shade. Probably one of my most commented, like when people visit, they comment on it. It gets a lot of attention in the garden. Another Rising Sun. Kamoy Nishiki, variegated Sibuldianum, Korean maple. Ariadnen. I don't know how to say that name, but it's another reticulated maple. It's supposed to have more color in the spring. Some of these shaded leaves have some nice reticulation. This is a Amorphophallus konjac. It's a corpse plant, corpse flower, one of the smaller ones. It's got some babies coming off of it. I'll have to dig it and let it go dormant inside, but kind of hope it doesn't bloom, but it'd be cool once. And then Acer japonicum acontifolium, or acontifolium. This one's finally filling in. It was kind of lanky when I bought it. And then over here is Acer palmatum Osakazuki. Huge green leaves on this cultivar. Last year was my first year with this one, and I wasn't that impressed with it. But the leaves just keep getting bigger, and I really like this leaf shape. So it's growing on me, you can say. But really nice cultivar, and it seems to have decent growth rate. Produces lots of seeds. I think that about wraps up the tour for July 18th, 2020. I'm about to have an open garden, so people can come and visit, check it out, but for those of you who can't make it, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day.